यशोदानन्दन भज जनरञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधमाधवा कुञ्ज बिहारी जय हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय। टैगोर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल। Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from chapter 6th, text number 11 and 12. Suchau deshe pratisthapya Sthiram asanamatmanah Suchau deshe pratisthapya Sthiram asanamatmanah Nati uchritam nati nicham Chailajinakushottaram Nati uchritam nati nicham Chailajinakushottaram Tatraigagram manah kritva Yata chittendriya kriyaha Tatraikagram manah kritva Yata chittendriya kriyaha Upavishyasane yunjyat Yogam atma vishuddhaye Upavishyasane yunjyat Yogam atma vishuddhaye
Socho deshe pratishthapya
Sthiramasanamaatmanah
Nati uchritam nati nicham
Nati shritam nati nicham
Chailajina kusuttaram
Chailajina kushottaram
Tatrikagram manah krutva Jata chitendriya kriya
Yata chittendriya kriyaha
Upavisyasane junjat Yogamatma visuddhaye
Sucho deshe pratishthampya Sthiram asanam atmanah Nati uchitam nati nicham Shailajina kusottaram Tathagram manah kritva
Tatraikagram manah kritva
Yat chitat endriya kriya
Yata chittendriya kriyaha
Visyamasane kunjat
Upavishyasane yunjat
Yogamatam visuddhaye
Yogamatma vishuddhaye
Sucho deshe pratishthapya
Sthiramasanamaatmanah
Nati uchritam nati nicham
Nati uchritam nati nicham
Chailajina kushottaram
Chailajina kushottaram
Tatraikagram manah kritva
Tatraikagram manah kritva
Yata chittendriya kriya
Yata chittendriya kriyaha
Upavishyasane yunjat
Upavisyasane junjat
Yogamatma vishuddhaye
Yogamatma visuddhaye
Word to word meaning Suchau in a sanctified Deshe land Pratishtapya placing Sthiram firm Asanam seat Atmanah his own Na not Ati to Uchritam high Na nor Ati to Nicham low Chailajina of soft cloth and deer skin Kusha and Kusha grass Uttaram covering Tatra thereupon Ekagram with one attention Manaha mind Kritva making Yata chitta, controlling the mind. Indriya, senses. Kriyaha, and activities. Upavishya, sitting. Asane, on the seat. Yunjyat, should execute. Yogam, yoga practice. Atma, the heart. Vishuddhaye, for clarifying. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Rupam Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Shcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Translation and purport Srila Prabhupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind on one point. Purport. Sacred place refers to places of pilgrimage. In India, the yogis, the transcendentalists, or the devotees all leave home and reside in sacred places such as Prayag, Mathura, Vrindavan, Rishikesh, and Haridwar, and in solitude practice yoga where the sacred rivers like the Yamuna and the Ganges flow. But often this is not possible, especially for Westerners. The so-called yoga societies in big cities may be successful in earning material benefit, but they are not at all suitable for the actual practice of yoga. One who is not self-controlled and whose mind is not undisturbed cannot practice meditation. Therefore, in the Brihan Naradiya Purana, it is said that in Kali Yuga, the present yuga or age, when people in general are short-lived, slow in spiritual realization, and always disturbed by various anxieties, the best means of spiritual realization is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, and there is no other way. Hare Krishna. So, today we are reading from chapter 6, which is entitled as Ashtanga Yoga or Dhyan Yoga. So, from shlokas 1 and 2, Krishna is giving the greatness of Karma Yoga. Then second and third, Krishna is prescribing about the different levels of yoga system. Beginning level is Aruruksha, and the second advanced stage is Arudha stage. Then third and fourth, Krishna is telling, fourth and fifth, Krishna is telling that how one should control his mind. Otherwise, the mind can be his enemy or the mind can be his friend. Uncontrolled mind, fickle mind can be his enemy. Then in the verses 7 to 9, Krishna is describing the qualities of Ashtanga yogi who has reached the Arudha stage, the advanced level of Ashtanga yoga. And he describes the different levels of yoga system, like yama means which are not to be done, like ahimsa or killing animals, killing any living entity. So that is yama. Then niyama, that is the rules which have to be followed. Then yama, niyama, asana, that is the bodily exercises. Then pranayama, the breathing exercises. Then pratyahara, that is self control, controlling the body and the mind. Then pratyahara, then dharana, that is fixing our mind on the Lord's form. Then dhyana, that is deep meditation, and samadhi, that is complete trance. So after describing all these stages of Ashtanga Yoga, Krishna is telling how Ashtanga Yogi can come to the stage of Yoga Rudha, that is the highest platform of yoga system. How can he reach that? He is describing this from shloka number 10 until 17. How a Ashtanga yogi can reach to that Yoga Rudha platform. So in verses 11, Krishna is describing various ways, the prescriptions. So Suchau Deshe means yogi has to go to a sacred place, a sanctified place like Mathura, Vrindavan, Rishikesh, Prayag, Haridwar. Ashtanga yogi has to go to a Shuchau Deshe, means he has to go to a sacred place. Then Sthiram Asanam Atmanaha, he has to situate himself in a Sthiram Asanam, means the asan should be steady. The asan should not be like a spring, like springing up and down, or not steady. It should be steady. The asan should be steady. Then nati uchritam, nati nicham, means the asan should not be too high, like 10 feet high, and he's looking everywhere, or on the peaks of Himalayas, and he's seeing everywhere. He's having sightseeing and not meditation, no, not inner meditation, but external sightseeing. So it should not be that high. And nati uchrita means it should not be too high. And nati nicham means it should not be too low, like going into the underground or digging a pitch and doing samadhi there. It should not be that low, otherwise the insects and other living entities will attack him. It is not secure for him. So it should be nati uchritam, nati nicham, not too high, not too low. And chailajina kushottaram means, chailajina means it should be, the asan should be covered with first it should be with kusha grass. The kusha grass is said to be the hairs of Varadev. When he was fighting with Hiranyaksha, the hairs fell down, and from that the kusha grass came. So kusha grass is very auspicious for doing meditation, but it has some kind of hairs, so when you will sit on it you may get hurt. So that's why that kusha grass needs to be covered with a soft cloth. And on kushagrass, we should put a deer skin or a tiger skin. What is the significance of putting a deer skin or a tiger skin is that it protects, safeguards you from snakes. The snakes won't come near to that tiger skin. But it doesn't mean that a yogi has to go and kill the animals to get the deer skin or a tiger skin. When the animals they die naturally, that time the yogi can collect their skins to utilize for the meditation. Similarly, Prabhupada says that meat eaters, if they are so much accustomed to want to eat meat, when the animals they are dying naturally, that time they are allowed to eat the meat instead of killing the animals and consuming them. Then tatraikagram mana kritva, with one pointed attention, the yogi has to control all his mind, senses, and all his activities with one pointed attention. Tatraik agram, with one pointed attention, he should control his manaha. Chitta means heart, indriya means senses, and kriya means activities. With one pointed attention, the yogi should control his mind, senses, and activities. Upavishyasane, being situated, thus yunjat, execute. The yogi should execute yogam atma vishuddhaye. What he should execute? He should execute yoga. For what purpose? For the purpose of atma vishuddhaye, for purification of our own atma, for our own soul. The yogi has to do this, perform this meditation. So in this age, even we see Dhruva Maharaj, he went into the forest when he was told by his stepmother Suruchi that you have to take birth from my womb in order to sit on the lap of your father. So when he was so disgusted, he went to his mother Suniti for help. So mother told that you have to ask your eternal well-wisher, that is Lord Krishna, so who is found generally in the forest. So he goes at once in the age of 5 years to the forest, and he tries to do meditation in the forest known as Madhuvan. So in the earlier time, whenever the sages they want to do tapasya, they would go to the forest so that there is no disturbance and there is solitude. They can be in solitary place and they can fix and they can have more focus. But in Kali Yuga, there are temptations everywhere, and there are social media and temptations and Maya everywhere. So to leave home is impossible. But the principles of this Ashtanga Yoga, we cannot take we may not be able to follow the steps of like Dhruva Maharaj or this Ashtanga Yogi, but the principles can be taken from this verse. Like Sucho Deshe, we cannot leave our home and go to forest, but we can go to temple. Whoever is living outside, we are in Vrindavan, we have the opportunity. Every place is sacred and sanctified in Vrindavan, but outsiders, they can go to any ISKCON temple and they can do meditation, that is chanting of the holy name in the association of devotees. Tatraikagram is possible for us. That means being one pointed attention, being focused. So we can, with one pointed attention in the assembly of devotees, in front of Tulsi Devi or in front of the deities, in front of the spiritual master, we can perform our morning chanting. The chanting, the Mangalarti and the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it can be done in the temple premises, because chanting in the temple, Prabhupada says, is 1,000 times more powerful than chanting in our own homes. That is surcharged by Krishna consciousness, by the potency of all the devotees. So Tatrekagram, at that time many devotees they keep the pictures of Radha Shyam Sundar or their spiritual masters or Prabhupada or the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna, and with one pointed attention they keep looking at those pictures and meditating while they perform chanting. So, in this way, Bhakti Yogi can take these principles of going to temple and meditating and chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with one pointed attention, so that he can realize, he can have self realization and God realization. So, we see that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling, Grihe thako, vane thako, sada harinam bole dako. Wherever you are situated, if you are situated in your house or if you are situated in the forest, sada hari bole dako. Every time you just chant the holy name of Hari. Maya jale badde hoye, Asha Mishe Kajaloye. You are entrapped by the cobwebs of Maya Devi and you're toiled forcefully in her networks. So, when will you chant the names of Radha Madhav? So, Ekhon Chetana Peye. Now, because you have attained the human form of life, you have that consciousness. So, chant the name of Radha Madhav. Jivan hoilo shesh na bhajile Hrishikesh. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling that the entire life is coming to an end, but we are unable to remember, we are not unable to chant the glories of Radha Madhav. We are not able to take the holy name of Hari. Jivan hoilo shesh na bhajilo Hrishikesh. Bhakti Vinod ei upadesh Radha Madhav Naam Korore. Means my plead, my begging is only one thing. I only beg for one thing, that at least at this point you chant the holy name of Krishna. So, in Kali Yuga, it is not possible that we leave our homes. Act of renunciation, it is not possible in Kali Yuga. We can't even give up we can't even follow the four regulative principles properly. So how can we expect that we go to forest and do meditation? That is not practical for age of Kali Yuga. But even in staying at the comforts of home, we see that big acharyas, big devotees like Yudhishthir Maharaj, like Prahlad Maharaj, or like Pundrik Vidyanidhi, they were performing great, they were immersed, absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Like Pundrik Vidyanidhi, he was served by so many servants, and he was lying in a very nice soft bed, and they were giving him chamaras. But when Mukunda Datta, he took Gadadhar Pandit to show him a very great elevated devotee. That time Gadadhar Pandit was surprised that Pundrik Vidyanidhi was chewing the pan and he was served by so many servants, and he was having all the enjoying all the opulences of a general person, materialistic person. Then immediately to remove his doubts on Pundrik Vidyanidhi, Mukunda Datta recited the famous verse, Aho Bakiyam Stanakavakutam. Immediately when he recited Mukunda Datta, Pundrik Vidyanidhi, he lost all his composure and he came into, he showed his Ashta Satvika Vikar, the 8 manifestations of trance. So, even while living in the comforts of their home, there are many exalted devotees who performed, who were absorbed in Krishna consciousness. But there are many examples who were the great sages, they left their homes, but when they went to the forest, they were victims of Maya. Like Bharat Maharaj, he left everything at the age of 24 years. He had a good palace, great kingdom, and everything was very well established. But at 24 years, he left everything and he went to the forest for meditation. but after meditating for some time, he saw that a deer who was having a baby in her womb, he was running after in the fear of a tiger. And when the deer tried to jump the small river, it had a miscarriage, and the fawn baby deer, it was lying over there. So Bharat Maharaj got lot of compassion, and he started taking care of that baby fawn. And taking care of that, he forgot his main aim for what he had come into the forest, and he took care of that fawn, and he was kissing him and playing with him. And as he grew into a big deer, one day eventually he left him and he went. But he was so absorbed in his thoughts that he forgot his meditation on the Supreme Lord Krishna. And every time he was thinking, oh, how it is, what it is he safe or not? So in this meditation, he left his body, and thus he had to become a deer in his next life. So even after leaving everything and going there in the forest, he became the victim of Maya Devi. Similarly, we see how Saubari Muni, when he was a great rishi, but when he went and was doing tapasya submerged in the Yamuna river, he saw the enjoyment of two fishes, and he was agitated, and he came out and he went to King Mandata to get at least one daughter. But Mandata, the king of Mathura, he told that you are very old and your everything bodily very ugly. How can my daughters choose you? So he had mystic powers and he became a beautiful young man. So the 50 daughters of Mandata, they all said, oh, I want the same person to be married, and everybody started fighting amongst themselves. So eventually, Saubari Muni, he married 50 daughters of Mandata. And then he realized that what a great mistake he had committed by uh, offending. This was all cause for offending Garuda. That's why he had his mind was distracted and he committed this offense. So the point is that even after doing so much of meditation, submerging himself in Yamuna rivers, his mind, he could not focus on that meditation, and he was disturbed, and he had to come out for material sense gratification. Similarly, we see Vishwamitra Muni, who was, he's a great ascetic, and he was in the winters, he was doing meditation on the top of Himalayas with all the body covered until the neck, submerged in ice. We can't even touch for 15 seconds also we can't touch cold water in winter season. But he was entire body was submerged in the ice, and he was performing his meditation in the Himalayas. So even in that much deep meditation, he was disturbed by just by the ankle bells of Menaka, and just by that that sound, he got disturbed and he had to marry Menaka. So similarly, we see such great rishis who are doing tapasya, living there, everything, and doing tapasya in the forests, in the rivers, but the agitation and the attraction for sense enjoyment, sense objects were not reduced. They could not conquer them. But when we see Haridas Thakur, when the Maya personified came in front of him and was trying to disturb his vows, but Haridas Thakur remained steady and composed, and in turn he made Maya Devi also his disciple, and he did not get allured by the agitations of Maya Devi. So such is the strength of a pure devotee, that he can stay at any place but he is always absorbed in Krishna. That is the power of a pure devotee. Whereas the yogi, he may stay in the forest but his mind is always disturbed. That is why Prabhupada is mentioning that every chapter in Bhagavad Gita gives us some guidelines. Like the sixth chapter is telling that how what is the sadhana of a Ashtanga yogi. But however, we cannot take all the sadhana of Ashtanga yogi, but we can take some principles. Like the ninth chapter is telling how Bhagwan and Bhakti is important. Like Raja Vidya, Raja Gohyam, Pavitram Idam Uttamam, Pratyaksha Gavam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. So, this transcendental process is very blissful and very easily performed. And similarly, 12th chapter is mentioning the glories of a devotee. So, the sixth chapter is also giving the details of sadhana. So, the conclusion is that Prabhupada is telling in this age of Kali Yuga, to perform yogic siddhis, yoga asanas, is not practical because the mind is very restless. Externally we can show something to the world, but internally we have all material desires. That is the yogic practice generally. That is why Prabhupada says anasaktasya vishayan yatharamba upavinjate nirbandha krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate. What is the best renunciation? The best renunciation is that you engage everything, everyone in the service of Krishna instead of rejecting. Once there was some magazine in which Yogi was closing his eyes and there was a pile of some gold coins and he was rejecting, saying, I don't want this. But when Prabhupada saw that magazine, he said that instead of closing his eyes and rejecting it, if I would be there, I would have taken all the gold coins like this and embraced them. So the point is that he would utilize all the Lakshmi in the service of Krishna. Instead of rejecting everything, we have to utilize everything in the service of Krishna. So, in this age of Kali Yuga, when the people are, what is that shloka which says that Kali Yuga people are short lived? Prayena alpa ayusha sabhya kalau asmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi upadrita. Means everyone in this age of Kali, they are short lived, they have memories less, they have less memory and they are quarrelsome, they are lazy. So how can they have the such kind of elevated practices of going to forest and sitting straight, putting their head, body and neck in one direction, focusing and on the tip of their nose and doing so heavy meditations? That is not possible for a person in Kali Yuga. So that is why in Kali Yuga, Kalera dosha nidhe rajan asti eko mahan guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha paramvrajit. The only thing, although Kali Yuga is full of faults, but the only greatest thing in Kali Yuga is that simply by chanting the holy name, one can attain, one can go back to Godhead. So we see that once upon a time, one man was the status of a Kali Yuga person. There is one analogy I'm going to tell. One person is running and he's chased by a tiger. So he's running and running and running, and eventually he came to a tree and he climbed upon the tree. And he thought, okay, I will jump from the other side. But other side he saw that there is a well, and inside well he wants to jump, but the well is in the well there are 4 crocodiles. Then he thought there is 4 crocodiles on that side, and this side there is tiger. What to do? He thought, okay, he will climb up. Then he saw that, well, there is two rats. There are two rats, white and black color, and they were cutting the branch. And any moment, maybe he can fall down. And then he thought, where to go? There is crocodiles here, tiger, and there rats. Nowhere there is, escape. So then little up he saw there was another branch, and in that branch there were full honeycomb, and due to this disturbance all the honeybees, they came out and started biting that person. And in you know entrapped with all these difficulties, there was one person who was coming on a chariot. And he said, okay, come, I will give you, come on this chariot. He said, okay, 5 minutes, just wait 5 minutes, there is a honey drop coming falling on my mouth. So he tasted one drop, and he said, come on now, let's go, I will save you. And he said, let me take, just hold on for 5 minutes, let me take one more drop. And he's trying to take one more drop. So the position of the people in Kali Yuga, it is like this, that although the spiritual master is coming for help, we are saying, just for some time, please wait for some time, let me finish the marriage of my daughter, or just wait for some time, let me get my son settled up, let him get a job, then I will, then I will start Krishna consciousness, then I will come to you. But he doesn't realize that he is surrounded by so many difficulties that every moment the death is chasing him like tiger. Tiger is a death personification. He's chasing every moment. There is tuck, 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 the sound of the, death. The clock is moving. Any moment the death can come and swallow us. Similarly, there are crocodiles, 4 crocodiles, who is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Even though we don't want suffering, we are into this cycle. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. We don't want suffering, we don't want diseases, we don't want old age, we don't want birth. But this cycle of birth, death, old age, disease is always around us. And then there is cats, rats, white and black rats, like morning and night. Days are passing. So this Janma Mrityu cycle is there. Then the death is coming us to swallow. And this honeybees, who are compared to the 3 kleshas. What kind of kleshas we have? Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, and Adhyatmik kleshas. We don't want miseries, but we are being suffered by other living entities. Mosquitoes are biting, floods are coming, we have our own mental problems, bodily problems. So these 3 kleshas are there, death is there, and these 4 tapas are there. But the people in Kali Yuga, they are not realizing that they are in this cycle. So that is the situation. So the only solution is that not going to the forest, but the only solution, because of the mercy and compassion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has made the entire process very easily available for everyone. Just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one can overcome all the problems of life. One can attain the supreme highest perfection, that is love of God. Kriteyar dhyayato Vishnu tretayam yajato makhay dvapare paricharyayam kalautad hari kirtana. So every age is delegated with different way to achieve, to go back to Godhead. So in Satyuga, what is the way to go back to Godhead is Kriteya Dhyayatu Vishnu. In Satyuga, one can go back to Godhead by meditation. Tretayam Yajato Maga. In Tretayam, by performing Yagyas. And Dwapare Paricharyayam. In Dwapar Yuga, one can go back by doing deity worship. And in Kali Yuga, just by chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can go back to Godhead. So there is no hard and fast rules like going and putting our heads down and legs up and performing deep austerities in the water or in the fire. It is very simple. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the most difficult process very easily in the marketplace. He is selling this Harinam freely in the marketplace. So, first Sankirtan movement was started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when Chand Kazi, when devotees in Navadvip, they were performing great Sankirtan. That time Chand Kazi, he came and he broke their mridanga. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know that Chand Kazi has broken the mridanga, he got so furiated and he got so agitated. He immediately became like as if Shiva, as if he was going to annihilate the entire cosmic manifestation. So he told all the devotees to gather and to wear nice, Vaishnav Tilak and take, and he divided the groups of devotees. One group was led by Advaita Acharya, another group was led by Haridas Thakur, another group was led by Nityanand Prabhu. So, and each group there were fortified with 4 mridanga players, 15 kartal prayers, and one main kirtaniya, and one ecstatic dancer. So, accompanying with each group, followed by hundreds and thousands of devotees. It is said that lakhs of devotees followed in that procession, holding the, lamps, torches, lanterns, lamps, and they were following in the procession with Harinam Sankirtan, and that was the first civil disobedience movement which Mahaprabhu started. And doing a Maha Sankirtan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu along with Nityanand Prabhu, he proceeded towards the house of Chand Kazi. And Chand Kazi was already very, very furiated. He was very much already afraid. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to him and he said, "My dear uncle, why did you stop? And why are you not stopping now? Why did you stop before?" So he said that, last night, man who was having a lion head, he came to me in my dream and he said, "How dare you stop my Sankirtan movement?" And he had very ferocious teeth and big nails, elongated nails, and he came on my chest and tear my chest. See, my chest has that marks of of a lion. So all the devotees, they agreed, yes, to the story of Chand Kazi. And from that day on, he promised that I will never. And that time, Mahaprabhu had more conversations that why you are eating cow, because cow is giving you milk. She is like your mother. So you should stop killing the cows and eating cow meat. So from that time onwards, he promised that all his descendants would never kill cows and would never stop the Sankirtan movement. So that was the first Maha Sankirtan inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya. So Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagyehi Sankirtana Pray Yajantehi Sumedasaha. One who is very intelligent person, he would accept this Sankirtan movement inaugurated by Krishna, who is non-different from Krishna, but this time not in the blackish form, but in the golden form. So, the conclusion is that we have to take up the Harinam Sankirtan. And one time Haridas Thakur, when he was giving a, discussion, he was giving a lecture on the glories of holy name, that how holy name is even superior to liberation. Even liberation stands with folded hands in front of the devotees who are chanting the glories of holy name. So that time a young handsome man known as Gopal Chakravarti, he challenged that how can he is from the school of Mukti, means liberation is the supreme. So he challenged that how can liberation be inferior to the love of God? I curse you that may your nose fall down to the ground for saying like this. But eventually, in few days, because of this great offense to Haridas Thakur, he got leprosy, and his nose fell down. So he came to know that the glories of holy name, that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and love of God is superior to even liberation. It can award you everything. It is Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtan. This is directly manifested from Golok Vrindavan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he advented uh, to give this transcendental gift of holy name, because he is our true friend. Hari Hari Bifale Janama Gonainu. In this song, Mahaprabhu says like that. So the conclusion is that uh, in this age, meditation and going to performing Ashtanga Yoga is not possible. Going to some forest is not possible. Sitting straight and at one place is also not possible. So what is possible from this shloka is Tatraikagram, with one pointed attention. We have to chant the holy name of Krishna along with devotees, and it is very easy process. Even children can take part, or elderly old Matajis, Prabhujis, elderly devotees, everybody can take part, because it is very easy process. We keep the community children, we all perform kirtan in Monday, kirtan during in samadhi on Mondays and Sundays, and we see that there are many small children who are coming to do kirtan. So it is very easy, everybody can do, and many old people who are immersed in the kirtan and doing performing dance in that kirtan. So it is a very easy process. Krishna consciousness, chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, performing Sankirtan Yajna, it is very easy process. So Hare Krishna, this is the only conclusion from this shloka today. If anybody has any comments or questions, we can share. Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you for the nice class.
Thank
You
you.
mentioned that some people give photos
Hmm.
and they chant looking at the photos.
Yeah.
But Prabhupada said you just tatraika ekagram
Hmm.
on the sound vibration of the holy name.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
photos and all.
Yeah, it depends if somebody can focus, attentively on the sound vibration of Krishna, on the holy name. It's very nice, it's 100% perfect. But I think when we are open eyes, and we may get distracted by the, people moving around or any kind of sight. So in order not to be getting distracted, we can keep the pictures of the Lord, or our Prabhupada, our spiritual master. They give us the energy to chant better and to have one pointed chanting, so that we don't get distracted. And keeping the lotus feet is also very powerful, because we have to anyways meditate on the lotus feet and pray to them that please engage in the service of Radha and Krishna in your service. So each symbol has a meaning. So while seeing that, and we can also meditate on its meaning. Elephant, goat, it it is for controlling our restless mind. Conch shell, it is for victory from all material and spiritual. Every symbol has a meaning. So when we see, we can meditate more in that way. Hare Krishna. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, संवेद भक्तवृंद की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल.